Let's have a look and see what I've just received in the mail. Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Today I'm going to be announcing this month's project for July 2025. This is part of Send a Signature. You can find and follow along in our playlist all of the videos that relate to this project. And this is for the summer journal. We're looking at a coastal theme and we've been following along with the idea we are journaling symbolically along to Charlotte's letter. Now, if you haven't heard Charlotte's letter, you can listen to that on the playlist. So that has been read out and I will leave the link to that below. So last month we were making some bits and bobs books, and these are to hold scraps, things that are going to help me piece together my journal. This is the coastal cottage as inspired by Charlotte's letter. And then this one is going out to a like-minded friend as part of the UK swap that I run for the Treasured Page. You can find lots of details for that and see if there's a swap running in your country over on our Facebook page. That's the Treasured Page FB group. And if you like to make these things in your own time, then you will enjoy putting these projects together and having a play with all of the papers and scraps and things that you can find. Really nice idea to keep everything organised, all the pieces together, particularly if you've got a themed journal that you would like to work towards. You can start collecting up little pieces and certain items so that you can have them in one place and keep yourself nice and organised around your craft table. So here I've got a collection of fabrics and very nice papers, and then various washi tapes and stickers and napkin and embellishment pieces. So this was all going off to my swap partner with trim and little papers and nice cup of tea so that she can have fun playing with that in her quiet crafting space for July. And I'm turning on the camera because I've received a parcel, so I'm really excited. This has come from the West Country, from Devon, and it's from Debbie and our coastal theme project this month. This is going to form part of a journal and this will be pieced together in July. But what's inside this parcel is going to give me some papers to help me organise myself, help me work out how this project is going to take place. We have arrived at summertime. Look at this. Oh, that is super. So this is our coastal project. And we were tasked to make a bits and bobs book, so there should be in here a book, and inside there'll be some papers and some interesting finds and things that I can use to build a signature for July. Little cottage, brilliant. Oh, that's sweet. It's a double-sided cottage. Oh, Debbie, it's absolutely fabulous. Let's have a little quick look and see what we have got here, because I might want to start getting my mind around making a journal cover. Lovely baker twine there and beautiful stamping and stenciling on this packaging. I was just trying to work out whether that's been made, but it definitely has been made. It looks so well made that it looks like it's shop bought, but it's not. It's packaging and it's been decorated. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Debbie. Look at this, guys. In fact, let's tidy away this. Now, if you hadn't seen these envelopes being made, these are in a previous video, so the link for that will be below. I've had so much fun. I'm very much in the coastal mood. Full steam ahead, I think, for our coastal adventure. Let's have a look. So it's Charlotte's letter. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh, lovely. So I'm going to open this here with this gorgeous ribbon, beautiful colour, and a really fun little bag. Do I look inside the bag first? I'm so intrigued. Something jingling in there. What is it? Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Well, that's done it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so, can you just imagine that on the front of a journal? I bet we all can. Oh, little wooden charms, embellishment pieces, and anchors, and a button. Oh, I don't know what to do. My brain's going. Oh my goodness, I love that. How fabulous. Thank you so much, Debbie. This is already super exciting. Now, we've got pockets here. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous tag. Endless blue, seas of dream, collecting memories like seashells. Oh, bits and bobs. Dear Mel, I've loved every minute putting this Bits and Bobs journal together. It's been made from a sea salt shop paper bag, so you can have lots of fun. Compartments to open out and find hidden embellishments within. I hope you have as much fun using it as I have done making it for you. Thank you for all the inspiration, and I have loved being part of the swaps and making new friends. Enjoy. Much love, Debs. And isn't that so lovely to hear from one of our awesome swap ladies that's here in the UK, but we've also got swap groups going around the world. So if you're interested, oh no, if you're interested in joining one of our swaps, you do need to head over to the Treasured Page FB group on Facebook, and you could sign up for one of our swaps, but we run them 3 months in a time. The next swap will be the autumn round, which is always a popular one, so if you are interested in that one, and the sign up for that one wouldn't be now until August, but yes, come and join us and you will be able to see all of the beautiful things. Oh, I'm not even sure if I'm ready for this. This is so perfect. Look, this is a letter back to Charlotte at Catching's Cottage, St Ives. And that is North Cornwall, and this is where the letter has all started. So if you're not familiar with this, do have a look up and you'll be able to see Charlotte's letter, and it's available for download on Ko-fi. And this is an acceptance letter. I'm hoping she's accepting the invitation to come and stay at the cottage for the summer. Oh, look at this! Oh, 20th of June 1935, my dearest Charlotte. What a joy to read all your news about your trip to St Ives on the North Cornish coast. You sound so happy and at one with the Cornish coastline. It all sounds so perfect. I'd love to escape to Cornwall and spend some time with you at your retreat. What good fortune indeed. I hope to be with you by the end of the week. I will send a telegram with details of my arrival in the hope you will meet me at the train station. Take care, my dearest friend. Much love, Evelyn. So perfect. I so hoped someone would do that. Thank you, Debbie. You totally rose to a challenge that I didn't even expect, because I didn't ask you to do that. That is something that you took from the prompts and you decided to do. So yeah, well done, Debbie. That is so brilliant. That just helps with the journaling in a symbolic way. So that's where that went. Lovely little pocket. So we've got a reply and she's coming on our adventure. So now we get to build the journal and we have a look at oh look, oh the cat. Oh, I'm not ready for this. This is too exciting. Oh, wow, look at this. Where do we begin? It all folds out. It's a wonderful ephemera holder. A Bits and Bobs journal. Oh, wow. Look. Lovely. Gorgeous papers. Oh, that is lovely. Beautiful papers. Oh, wow, Debbie, thank you. Look at this. That's great. How are they all staying on there? Is this... Oh, this is... Oh, that's perfect. So I know Debbie was making these beautiful little paper clips, hidden paper clips. Let the sea set you free. Ocean vibes. Oh, that is beautiful. So all the papers are removable. And then we've got this lovely scene here with the beach huts and the sea. Great, what a great, beautiful little collection. Oh, that's so great. So that was all like that. This is such a discovery. Look at this. Another. What? My goodness. So that was the back of the paper clip, and then we've got some cogs. Oh, look, they're great. The lighthouse, couldn't think what it was called then, the lighthouse, seagull or gull. And then another one of these clips, Sea of Dreams. Oh, look, it's like a little folder. This is so clever. Oh, wow. This is brilliant. What a fantastic little clever idea. Little folder within for more pages. Oh, this is great. Lovely. Look at that. Stunning. Stunning pieces there. Thank you so much. Really, really fun. Coastal, beachy, cottage vibe. Lovely, with an artist retreat feel to it and all the colours. It's a bit different, isn't it, to have all the colours? Love that. So that was a lighthouse there as well. And then there's more bits here. We've got a napkin with the lighthouse, and then more beach huts. That was the one we've seen. Oh, great. That's so good. That's really good. So that will help to embellish. I love the little... Put that in there. Put that in there. I love the little cat. And then here we've got some smaller embellishment pieces. Look. Look at that. And the ice cream. Gosh, wow. These are great. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Let's put that in there. Oh, I can see you have had so much fun putting this together. I can really feel the joy and the energy coming off of it. It's so wonderful. It's overwhelming in a beautiful way. Really, really pleased for you. I can see that this has been such fun, you know, for you to put together, because it's coming up with this playful, whimsical. That was something that we said in the letter. You know, they're whimsical crafts, and here we have these fun colours. Just fun. We're here to have fun as well. Remember, life doesn't have to be so serious, and it can get that way. And we have to remember that although there's all sorts going on, there's still time to just live our lives as well. Just fun to have that break, that you can take an hour out of your day and just remember who you are, and that you are a loving, caring, carefree person at heart. That's who you want to be. That's someone that you can be. And journaling helps to release that and show you that, you know, we can have fun. We can look at the fish. We can play with the papers, and we can just have that freedom in that crafting session. So this is perfect because it's just allowing these ideas, and real fun retro sort of style coming here as well. And then pockets, a pocket here with some fabric. Oops. Oh, a lift up. Oh, look at that. Isn't that so clever? Look at that. And beach huts, watercolour beach huts. Oh, that is really good. Really, really nice. I think we can do something lovely with that. This one is Make and Believe Fabrics, vintagetextiles.com. A Day by the Sea by Debbie Shaw, and that's 100% cotton. So that is lovely, isn't that great? A little boat there. Just fun. So much fun. Lovely, lovely. And then washi tapes with boats on them, and this trim. Clever stuff. That's such a lot of different things. Really brilliant. Look at that all together. Nice little pack. Absolutely great. So these are things that you can have fun pulling from them and being able to go to that for inspiration. And then this gorgeous bag. So I'll now be thinking about how I'm going to be putting my journal together, incorporating some of the energy and the vibe that I'm receiving here. Now, with envelopes at the forefront of this project, we're going to be taking the idea a bit further, and we're creating 2 stuffed envelopes. So it's going to be 2 of those envelopes. One is stuck down, one is floating, and that's also going to contain scraps from your table to theirs. And on the back, that could be writing space, or it could have pockets. So this one's a floating one, meaning that it can travel throughout the journal. You might want to include a paper clip and embellish the paper clip so that maybe you've got something dangling and that clips in on one of the pages. And then this one is going to be fixed in. So we're making 2 stuffed envelopes, and I'll show you that in a minute, but one is going to be glued down to a page to create a pocket. So we are going to be having a pocket at the back. Now, I've made the envelopes, but I've not made ephemera to go in it as yet. So just as an idea, you could be making a little booklet or journaling card. You could be making tags, and so a couple of tags could go in the back. You could be making a postcard or tickets. You could be sending some artwork or stamps. You could have another go at one of the envelopes I was showing with some fabric. You could have a go at all sorts of things, but the idea here is envelopes, and they need to be able to fit on a page, and you can make your envelope any way you want with lots of different pockets. So let me show you the construction here of this one, and then I will show you properly how I've made it in a how-to video. But this is what we've got. So you could have a think about how you might like to tackle it. I'm just showing you the basic construction of how this could go. You can have more pockets on it. You could do your envelopes in a different way. But that's how we're having fun with it this time round. All right, so this is the basic construction here. I've used some vintage papers, I've folded it in, and I have secured it here in the middle, but I've left it free here. So we've got pockets to the side, pocket put on the front, and a big pocket at the back. And then this one's going to be stuck down onto a journal page on 3 sides, so you then get a pocket at the back. Okay, to make our stuffed vintage envelopes, we're going to need a piece of paper. So I'm making 2 today. I've got 2 pieces of ledger paper here. These are going to form the background that I then decorate my vintage pieces in. I'm using the vintage paper to give the whole feel to this project. If you can find something like that, or if you've got a digital kit that is reminiscent of old paper, old world paper, that would be great. If you've got some coffee dyed papers, tea stained papers, anything like that, that would also be brilliant. You can stamp on it, you can decorate it up. So you're just looking for a substrate piece of paper that gives a nod to a vintage vibe for this particular project. So I think this is a good standard size because it'll fit on most people's journal pages unless they are working with a smaller, skinnier journal. But this is going to give you a 5.5 inch envelope. Now, if you're working with a scrap piece of paper, you might want to measure out the 8 inches, that's 20.5 centimeters, or to be nice and easy, you can just flatten out your piece of paper, you bring it over to make yourself a triangle, and then whatever the excess is left here, that's the bit that you remove, then you know you've got a square. So we just line that up. We can remove that, and that's a square, and that's a scrap. And what we're doing is just pulling in the sides like this, and then you're almost there with your envelope. Okay, so orientating the piece of paper how you would like to see it, we then bring in the side, and what I'm doing is making sure that this part is measuring 5.5 inches. That's 14 centimeters across. Then I know that that will fit in my page on my journal. So I'm just bringing that in there. We use the bone folder to squash that down when we're happy, put in a permanent crease, and then bring up the bottom. You will get a little fold in part there. That's fine. You can either cut that away at the end, But we'll just bring that up for now. So we've got it looking like that. And then we're leaving it open. So we're not folding this bit down to make a full envelope. This is an open envelope. So we're leaving it like that. Now on the bottom here, I've got these little folded corner pieces. So I'm just going to snip those away to make sure that I'm not adding any unnecessary bulk to the pocket. So we just clip away the side corners if there are any. I can see that I might have done this a little bit wonky. I've got a smaller part there, but again, these are homemade, and if it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, that's going to add to the character, so we tell ourselves that, and that is fine. And anyway, what we're going to be doing now is adding an additional pocket onto here. Then you'll notice I've folded this down, so that is to create a nice neat little look there. You can clip that away, or you can fold it down to keep that folded edge, which I think is quite neat. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to glue across here, so the glue will attach on there. Let's do that. Once you've stuck this down, you've now created a pocket here and a pocket here, and then of course you've got the one at the back. And this is a really nice delivery system to be able to organise little pieces of ephemera you might want to gift or have in a journal, or you want to house tags. Now this is quite a cool pocket, which could be a floating pocket, meaning it could travel throughout the journal and be put onto a page with a paper clip. So you could have it like that. It could also be something that gets stuck down to a page and then you fill it with nice things. So you could have tags in there, journaling cards, but also have some little smaller things like tickets. So what I want to now do is create another pocket on the front, and that will create even more. So this is how you can then stuff things in and make a nice display of various different ephemera or scraps. Alright, so I'm bringing in the brown paper so that I can just show you how I'm going to decorate my pocket. I've got a scrap piece here that came from a book, so it's got a few botanical images there. So we just glue this down, and then I'm wanting to cover it over the top with something else. I'm just reaching for this sewing pattern paper, which I've got some staining on from my ink dyeing session the other day, so I'm just going to put that down, just about cover it, I think. And because there's a translucency to it, I can see through to some of the botanical images, which I don't think is a problem. I quite like that. So we've got that, and then we just see how long we want this. Okay, now I'm putting glue on all three sides, so I've got it all the way along the bottom, up the sides, and I've even put it on the extra overhang pieces so that I can wrap them around the back. So we put that on, and then I'm wrapping that over just as a bit of a detail there, and I'll just glue that piece down. Okay, I'm just going to tear this a little bit lower so that we can get things in and out. So that's fine. So we've got the pocket on, and there we've got another tucking point, as well as these other spaces here to be able to stuff ephemera in. Now I've got my main construction, I'm just going to decorate it with some pieces that I've got floating around. So I'm just delving in, having a look at the scraps, seeing what I've got. I've got some little offcut salvage edges, I've got some pretty lace. I think all of this will come in and be nice. Now my inspiration for decorating this piece comes from sea glass. So I'm having a look at these in my collection, and those are the colours that I'm wanting to bring in. So if it's not within that colourway, then I'm not putting it on here, and that will really help to make the piece all pull together. So we're looking at whites, greens, aquas, blues, and then any sage greens, and really anything that you can see as that pile of sea glass that you would find down on the coast. We'll put those there to remind ourselves. And then I found these shell buttons in my collection, and they are really sweet. They look like they have come from the sea in that gorgeous sea green, beautiful colour. So those are going to come and live here. And then I'm just finding scraps of paper, just some offcuts. I just want to make a little collage cluster down here. So for that, I'm just playing around with my scraps and seeing if I can pull this together and make it work here. So I quite like that little piece of trim going up there. It's got a frayed edge. I think that adds to something, so I'll probably put that up there like a band, and then I'll bring in some other textures and things that we've been working with and putting together and dyeing for the last few weeks. So I'm working with a fabric glue there. That's a 3-in-1. Okay, for this one I'm just adding in a strip of fabric. Now you can do this any way you want. This is just a suggestion. This is just how I'm putting it together. I'm making it up as I go along. I'm enjoying the process. That's what it's all about. The construction is this. You just make yourself this open envelope style. You give yourself the pockets at the side, the pocket at the front, and then of course the main one here. Just trim that a bit away there. Now if you want to decorate the back, you can do that. That could be then a floating piece. You could have another pocket on the back as well. So there's that option, and you just make these however you feel that they need to come together, and then that's going to be lovely. Take a bit of this, so I've got that coming in there, and then I've got this lace as well, so that's how I'm doing it. So now I'm just going to build up a little collage. I'm just adding this strip of scrap here, and I'm just using my stick glue for this, just adding the fabric in there, and I'm just wrapping that extra piece round as I go, so I'm building up a little bit of intrigue there, but ultimately probably put a pocket on the back as well if I want one. And then I'm going to put in some vintage lace, I think. So just a little bit of glue along there, and then add in my lace down here. Just going to bring a little bit of that round here as well, so we've got a little intrigue forming on the back as well. And then that's how that's looking. I think I'll just lose that. I'm not sure that it's adding to anything there, so we'll take that off. We're bringing in a slight sewing aspect here because we've got the pattern paper there, so that's a nod to the two ladies that liked to do sewing and crafts and art. So what I'm doing now is just want to add these on here. Now sometimes when you've stuck something down, you're not always sure what you're going to be putting on the top. You might have some paper embellishments, but it may just be that a button is the right thing. And we've looked at these previously, and I think that they are going to be really, really pretty on there. I really like that. So what I want to do is add them, but I like the idea that they appear to be sewn on. And so I'm taking a piece of string, I'm just going to thread it through my buttons, which is a nice little idea to do. So I'm going to do that there, and then I shall push this piece of string through my buttonhole there, which is good because these buttonholes are, you know, wide enough. I'm covered in glue. So now instead of trying to sew them on, I can just tie a knot at the back here, like that. I'll do another one just so that it doesn't slip open, and then I will be able to glue them on, so they're just right. So I've got a little knot in the back there. Just remove my thread, and now I've got a stick-on embellishment which appears to be sewn, so we'll do that again for this one. Just makes the project look nicely finished off with a little detail, so we're just doing that. Hide the thread behind, and now we've got them. They can be glued on there with a strong glue, and they will look as if they are sewn on. Alternatively, before you stick the pocket down, you sew them on and then you glue your pocket on. So I've done it in the moment as I'm going through and making it up. All right, and now I'm gluing this down. It's just a useful trick if you ever think, ooh, that would have looked really nice, but I've glued everything down. It's just a nice little extra detail that you can add, and it makes it all look as if that was intentional and that you'd sewn them on, but they are just extra embellishments. So we put those on there like that. Probably good to just weigh those down for a moment with something, so I'll just put the paperweight. So just weighing them down with the paperweight for a moment and let that glue set, and then I've found a little bit of extra detail here. Okay, and I've also found a little piece of cotton, just a scrap, but it's in the right colourway. So it comes in and it just looks nice because it does match in with that colour tone. Okay, now I'm adding a little extra detail here. I've got this vintage style doily for a coaster, so I'm just going to put that in there like that, wrap this around. Now this is 4 pockets, the main one at the back, the 2 side pockets, and then our new front pocket there, which is all looking really smart. If you want to take it a step further, you can line the inside of this pocket, and I'll just show you how I'm going to do that. And now I'm bringing in my tracing paper, so I have used ink effects onto tracing paper. This is my idea to recreate the feel or the look of sea glass. And how I'm going to deal with this is I'm going to add one of these sheets inside my envelope so that slots right the way down. Okay, and now I can still see the original ledger there, which is lovely because that's from 1942, so it is really interesting. I'm going to just glue it down, and I'm going to be really careful with my glue. I don't want to have lots of bobbles or globs. For this, I'm just taking my stick glue and I'm carefully, gently making sure that I get it nicely covered just on the top part. It doesn't matter about the bottom part. Now I'm slotting in my lining piece. Make sure that it gets down to the bottom there. And now I can smooth that out. And there we go. So that is going to be stuck down. We can still see all the original writing and detail, but we've overlaid it with a nice colour, and then that ties in with everything that I've got down here and just gives this lovely effect of the sea glass. So that's the idea here. It was mentioned in Charlotte's letter, and that's how we achieve that look. So now I just trim around and just, it strengthens it up as well. There we go. And if the glue puckers it up again, I just think that's a nice detail. I think that's lovely because it adds to the watery feel. And then that is your stuffed envelope. And from here you can then add in the extra pieces and you can add your ephemera. Okay, so that's the construction of it, and then you can start adding extra detail. So I've got a little paper clip there, a sweet little dangle that came off of some broken jewellery, but it fits in with the theme of this, so I thought that would be really nice. It's a great gift idea, lovely happy mail. Now if you're sending this in a swap or happy mail and you're playing along with this month's project, which is Charlotte's letter, and that's all about a coastal journal that we're going to be building, that we're making this summer, then this I think is just going to add to it. It's going to look lovely in anyone's journal, and it would look like this on a journal page. And then you could work out if you wanted it to flip open. You can hinge it on with a fabric piece. If you wanted it to flip open, keep the writing space, or you could glue that down, and then at the back you would create a 5th pocket. So once that's all been glued down on 3 sides, you've then got the pocket behind as well, and you could have tags sticking out the back. So if you are doing this for a project, you would be perhaps fixing it to a page, and then you would be filling it with some nice ephemera that you make. So you could maybe do another letter, then there could be a postcard. These are just ideas. Black and white photographs would look great with this if you're using old book page. A ticket, maybe you could find a ticket. You know, this is just some nice ephemera ideas, stamps, tickets, maybe a little cute booklet to note down things and all that sort of idea. So that's the project. That's what we're making. We're going to be making 2 of these, one to be fixed onto a page and one to be floating. So that's what we're making, 2 of these, one fixed, one floating. And it also looks really nice on a blue background page as well, so you've got the pocket behind, or that could be put there with a paper clip and movable. So we're making 2 of these, and then they're filled with ephemera, any ephemera that you would like to make or find. You stuff all the pockets, decorate it up. That's the project.
My dearest Charlotte, what a sheer delight it was to receive your letter. An invitation so splendid it brought a much-needed light to the rather sombre days I have found myself navigating. I eagerly accept your generous offer to join you for the summer months, a much-awaited reunion that promises to revive the adventurous spirit of our younger years. Indeed, the notion of stitching cloth for sheer joy of creation rather than the tiresome task of darning socks tickles my fancy no end. Our days of carefree exploration and laughter come rushing back to me, and I look forward to recounting our most memorable escapades as we bask in the gentle warmth of your coastal retreat. Have the rumours truly reached your ears as well? The tales of sea creatures spotted off of Cornwall's coast have certainly piqued my curiosity. How enchanting it would be should we find ourselves in the company of our own Loch Ness monster. The very idea fills me with childlike excitement. I can just imagine us, dear Charlotte, strolling along the coastal paths, the sea breeze in our hair, laughter as our constant companion once more. Thank you, my dear friend, for offering me this lovely respite and the joy of your cherished companionship. Yours, most affectionately, Evelyn.
Okay, so I hope all of that gives you an inspirational starting point to create your stuffed pockets this month, and some ephemera to go in there for which you can come up with on your own steam. And if you enjoy crafting symbolically, then you may enjoy the idea of creating some stamps or some tickets, maybe a luggage label or a telegram. You could think along those lines, or you could have journaling cards or tags or something that would help, but fit it to the theme of this coastal or nautical theme that we have throughout the summer. You may like to explore the local flora and fauna of a coastal region of your choice as well. There's another idea. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful time with this. I hope that was a bit of fun for you to see that today, and I will be back very soon with my next video.